Hello. I cleared the root of nightmares, but stuff still happened. So what's up? ChatGPT did some defamation. ChatGPT has falsely accused Australian Mayor Brian Hood of taking bribes. The interesting thing about this is that Brian Hood did not take bribes and instead blew the whistle on someone who did. But ChatGPT was like, I'm just gonna hallucinate that he was actually the one taking the bribes. And so now a real life person, the mayor of a town no less, has been falsely accused by an AI of doing crimes. Like worse than falsely accused, like just inverting the entire story. Anyway, he's kind of pissed and is now looking into if he can sue ChatGPT. Specifically, he'd be suing OpenAI, the company that makes ChatGPT, but still. We will see if anything comes from this. I don't think anything will, but what a time to be alive. Imagine you are minding your own damn business and someone asks ChatGPT, hey, is this person awful? And it's like, yeah. Hey, maybe generative AI is still mostly a toy, and while sometimes helpful, largely not ready for prime time. 2 years ago, it was crypto. Now it's AI. New record! I'm sorry. The Super Mario Bros. Movie has broken records for worldwide box office sales for animated films. While the movie largely just seems like fine, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's good. It's still got a lot of hype around it. Like, I have seen stories of theaters having to consistently turn away people because it's just too packed. But I do not care. Like, it does not matter what the quality of your movie is. If Jack Black is going to play Bowser, I'm gonna watch it. If Jack Black plays pretty much any role, I'm going to watch it. You can't be like, yeah, Jack Black and Charlie Day are in this movie together, and also it's about Mario. What? And like, yeah, Chris Pratt sucks, etc., but still. Elon Musk is a moron. We knew that, but he's still a moron. So Twitter sometimes labels accounts as state-affiliated media. So if you're a country that has your own media wing, you're called out for that. For example, RT, which is like Russia's outlet. They're state-affiliated media. So Elon Musk, whose never-ending quest to have the world's worst takes while also being the administrator of a massive social media network, labeled NPR as state-affiliated media. This is almost certainly because weird conspiracy theorists think that NPR is like some government-funded left-leaning psyop, but in reality, NPR is a publicly funded, pretty boring outlet. Like, NPR's fine. I read NPR sometimes. It's just a boring, slightly left-leaning outlet. Kind of. Sort of left-leaning. Left in air quotes. Anyway, NPR receives like 1% of their funding from the government, and that's not how any of this works. And Elon Musk probably could have figured that out from a cursory Google search. But instead, he just decided to be an idiot. Anyway, he also did the same thing to the BBC, and also NPR was like, if you're gonna call us state-affiliated media, we're just not gonna post to Twitter. And then Elon Musk was like, oopsie-doopsie, and has since changed it to say, state-funded media? I don't know. It's dumb. Hey, Twitter shouldn't exist anymore. And speaking of dumb Twitter bullshit, he's also beefing with Substack. You know, the newsletter people? Substack released a sort of Twitter clone, kind of, and didn't really talk about it like that. Like, they weren't saying this is a Twitter clone. But Elon Musk was like, my fifis are hurt. And so he blocked Substack from being able to embed tweets, and then prevented tweets, including Substack links, from being retweeted or liked. But there's like a lot of right-wing people on Substack and Twitter, and they were like, hey, what the hell? You are freezing my peaches a little too much. And so he was like, oopsie doopsie, I did a whoopsie again. This is the richest man in the world and in charge of a massive global communication network. But hey, yo, let's get high in a cave. So look, you know, that I don't want to get in trouble, but we're going to talk about drugs because it turns out that ancient humans also liked to get high. We analyzed some old hair, like real old hair, and we found both uppers and downers. We also found a bunch of bodies in a cave where they probably did the drugs. Anyway, anthropologists are saying this is probably not really just chasing a high and is more like a ritualistic thing, but I like to think they just kind of like got real high and giggled about fire. Would it not be cool and chill if companies could be cool and chill? Apple has been putting a bunch of effort into making sure that their retail workers don't unionize anymore after 2 stores unionized. They've put out scripts for managers to read at their Apple retail locations during their daily download meetings with staff. And they're like, oh, those stores that unionized, it's real bad. You don't want to do that. You're going to have to pay 1.5% of your pay in dues. Like, legitimately, one of the arguments that they're putting forward for why you should not unionize is that once you do that, the union will be advocating on your behalf. Wouldn't it be better if it was you versus our entire corporate structure instead of having a literal advocacy group on your side? It's just a real bummer. Rapid fire. There is a video circulating of the Dalai Lama asking a child to suck his tongue. Turns out Coolio died of a fentanyl overdose. A music teacher in Indiana was fired from their school for refusing to use a trans student's name and pronouns. The court has since ruled that person was a dingus and they should have used their name and pronouns. The person claimed religious exemption from basic respect. A Texas judge has issued a ruling attempting to overturn access to abortion pills nationwide. This is probably going nowhere, but it exists to largely just cause a stir and get to the Supreme Court, maybe? Disney animated series The Owl House has concluded, and I should probably watch it because I've heard good things. In gaming news, Joseph Staten is leaving Microsoft after being essentially the creative head of Halo. Also, the Resident Evil 4 remake now has its arcade-style mercenaries mode, and I am going to shoot me some zombies. And finally for today, it turns out that billionaire donor to Clarence Thomas apparently collects Hitler memorabilia. Wow. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Stuff Keeps Happening. Head to stuffkeepshappening.online for sources, bonus content, and a full sky of clouds of water, which is what clouds are made of. My name is Endeavorance. I'll be back on Wednesday. Take care and be well.